Hey guys, so another franchise that's been really impactful in my life for reviewing, in terms of just things I really love, is the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise, the other two being Disney and Sailor Moon, as you can tell by the abundant Sailor Moon videos on my channel with reviews. So this is a collection video, just like with my Sailor Moon one, showing all of the products I own for Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, it'll be divided into parts, just like the Sailor Moon collection one. The first one will be toys, the second one will be mangas, the third will be cards, the fourth will be English DVDs, and the last will be Japanese DVDs. So hopefully it will not be as long as my Sailor Moon one, but there's a lot of stuff because Yu-Gi-Oh! Does span several years and several seasons and series. So let's get right into the toys. Now the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise does come with many toys, several of them being models of the Duel Monsters and stuff like that. However, I don't have any of those. I have the Duel Discs. This is the original Duel Disc that Yugi and Joey and Kaiba and all of the main characters use in Battle City and in the entire run of the show all the way until its end of Duel Monsters itself. So that is the original Duel Disc that came out back in 2002. Yes, I've had it for 13 years and it is still in solid condition. And you know what was really cool is it still even lights up. So another prop from the original series is the Darts Duel Disc, or the Chaos Duel Disc, or the Doma Duel Disc, whatever you guys want to call it, depends on what version of the show you watched. Either way, this is the Duel Disc that Darts, Evil Mai, Raphael, and his other two henchmen used. And this is a really cool one. I thought this is like the best Duel Disc. Granted, it's smaller and actually has a difficult time getting on your wrist, especially if you have a pudgy wrist, which I don't have. But it's my favorite with design, but it's not my favorite with actual playing. You honestly really don't want to play Duel Monsters or Yu-Gi-Oh! With these discs because they will hurt you, or hurt the cards, not so much you. Because I mean, they kind of wreck it. They're not like how they are in the anime, and of course, they don't project holograms. So these two are the original Duel Discs from the anime that were created that I have, and now I'm going to go into GX. I have the original Duel Disc right here from GX, which they used in the original run of the show, which is seasons 1, 2, and 3. And right here is the Slifer Red Disc, which is just to Jaden in season 4. He's the only one that has a red one. Everyone else is yellow or a blue one. So these two discs work as well. They're a little better than the ones from the classic anime because they hold more cards, but again, I don't actually play the cards in them. So these are the Duel Discs from the GX anime. I like this one because they didn't make a lot of these, and these are from Japan itself. I had to get this from Amazon Japan a while ago to get this officially. And this was what I bought from Toys R Us years ago. I really like these two discs. The red one I like a lot more because it's more unique, and they didn't make too many of them like they did with this. This one was also specific to Japan, so you either had to live in Japan or use Amazon Japan to grab it. So with GX, these are the two discs I have, and to follow up with GX, I have a 5Ds Duel Disc as well, which is also the last version of the show I watched. And the last Duel Disc is Yusei's 5Ds Duel Disc. It's pretty cool. It's gigantic, and the life point counter from Yusei's Duel Disc is actually different than the ones on Yugi, Darts, and Jaden's because it goes above 10,000. The other ones all go to 9,999. Either way, this is a different one because when you put the cards in, they pop like that. The other ones, they slip. I actually, again, like I said 3 times, don't play with them. I just have them because I'm a collector of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Products. So either way, these are the Duel Discs I own for Yu-Gi-Oh! Props and toys. Now let's go into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mangas. Now, as most people know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Originated from a manga just like most animes do. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is actually funny because not only is it congruent to the original anime, it's also shorter because they had to add filler for it. So the manga is good, but the anime, in my opinion, is better because there's more development and there's more going on to it. So right here is the Duelist manga. Now, I have 7 through, what's the final volume? 24. I have volumes 7 through 24. I don't have 1 through 6, excuse me. However, these are what I have, and I'll just go through them really quick. Here's volume 7, 8, there's a lot, like I said. And because I don't have them, I do know how the story goes. I read them online, but these were the only ones that were available for me to purchase when I was buying the mangas as they were coming out. Volumes 1 through 24 is the Duelist Kingdom arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! To the Battle City arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, they're all pretty cool duels, and they're all interesting because in the manga, you know, it's very similar to the Japanese anime, but the 4Kids dub really did butcher it. One thing I thought was pretty funny was how Marek was an absolute sociopath in both the original anime and in the manga. So following the Duelist manga, we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga. Now, I think it's funny that it's called R because like Sailor Moon we have an R set. The R is manga only. It's not adapted into any anime form at all. So here's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and volume 5. So the R manga is like an OVA manga or an extra manga, like how there was a couple extra Yu-Gi-Oh! Seasons. It's also really good, and it takes place right after Battle City in terms of the manga's plotline. I actually would have loved it to have been adapted into an anime. And then here is the Millennium World mangas of Yu-Gi-Oh! So here is volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. Volume 7 is the final manga of the original Duel Monsters series when Atem goes on to the afterlife. I also have a random Yu-Gi-Oh! GX volume 5 manga. I've never read the GX mangas at all, so I have no idea how the manga goes, but I believe it is very different from the anime for some reason. Either way, those are the mangas of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're pretty cool. I have a lot of them, just like with Sailor Moon. I don't have extra copies. These are just the mangas I have that were produced at Barnes & Noble that I bought. I like them, and they're good reads. And honestly, they're fun to read because I pick them up sometimes just to read when I'm bored because it is an easy and quick read, and they're fun to look at. The manga of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very fast because it's focusing on getting Atem's memories back and using Duel Monsters as the catalyst for that. The anime is a bit more dragged out, but it's just as good, and not to mention, in my opinion, better. But the manga is just a fun read. So if you can ever get it online or get them in stores still, definitely get it. I definitely suggest, for anyone who's never read the R manga, pick these up. So let's go from manga to cards. Also, just a quick note about the manga. For some reason, I don't have volume 9. I thought I had 9 for some reason, but I didn't. So I have 7, 8, then 10 through 24 for the manga. So that's what's in my collection. I didn't show 9, and I just realized I didn't mention it. And now let's go into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I have a lot of decks, a lot of them, a lot. And the reason why I have so many is I have character-based decks. Like, for example, I have 4 Yugi-based decks, 2 Kaiba-based decks, and 2 Joey-based decks. Following those, I have individual characters, like I have a Mai deck, I have a Jaden deck, I have a Yusei deck, or a Judai deck if you want to call Jaden Judai if you're a fan of the original, which I am too, but Jaden's easier to say. I have a Paradox deck, I have a Marek deck, I have a Yamabakura deck, so I have several decks like that. So right here I am holding the Yami Yugi Battle City deck. Now, one thing I do try to do with my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards is I either have them in full Japanese or full English decks. So with Yami Yugi Battle City, I have it in its original Japanese deck. Now here's the Dark Magician in a Japanese version of the card, which I absolutely love. I love having these original cards because not so many people have them. They're definitely a rare commodity because the Japanese cards not so many people in America want, and I totally love them. I can't read it, but I know what the cards do. For example, right here are the Japanese Egyptian God cards, which I have in here, which I also love how their backs are the same, unlike the original ones. So either way, right here is my Yami Yugi Japanese original deck, and it's very close to the original anime as well. Now following him, of course, I have Kaiba, and following Kaiba, I have Joey. Now following Yami, of course, I have a Kaiba original deck, and I have a Joey original deck. You can see Thousand Dragon right here, and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon right here. And these decks are just as close to the original anime as I could do for Battle City. Then right here are Kaiba and Joey's decks from the Doma arc, you know, the Darts arc, the Orichalcos arc, and then pretty much to the end of the series. So here's an English Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, so all the cards are in English, and then here's an English Thousand Dragon, so almost every card in these two are in English. So I have 2 Kaiba and 2 Joey decks. Now, following Kaiba and Joey's double decks, I have 4 more Yami Yugi and Yugi decks. So right here is Yami Yugi's Orichalcos deck, or his deck during the original anime for the Orichalcos season. Here is Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight in Japanese, or English, excuse me. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight in English, and all the cards that he uses in that. For some reason, I was able to pull up Dark Magician Girl right away, which I thought was really cool. Dark Magician Girl, that did not come up correctly. So here's Yami's deck during the Orichalcos arc. Now following the Orichalcos arc, I have Atem's deck that he used in the final battle right here. Yes, I know Dark Paladin is on the top right here, and Atem didn't use him in the final duels. However, I put, like, you know, those cards, extra ones, and, you know, this is very much his deck because I have, like, cards such as a Tricky, and he does use a lot of similar cards that he did in the original anime as it ended, especially in the final duel. It was very much a rehash of his duels and the cards he used. And then following that is Yugi-based deck. Again, I have a Dark Paladin on top, but these have cards that Yugi would totally use. Like here's Gamma the Magnet Warrior that he used in the final battle. Then also here's Silent Magician that he used in the final battle. So cards like that. And the last one is the smallest, and yes, it does have Thousand Dragon, but this is not a Joey deck. This is Yugi's Battle City deck. And these are all the cards he used in Battle City. Like here's Mammoth Graveyard, here's Black Magic Ritual, or Dark Magic Ritual, and here's the Red Eyes Black Dragon, which he borrowed from Joey, and Rude Kaiser, he used that in his duel against Kaiba. So I have 5 Yugi decks: Duelist Kingdom, Battle City, Waking the Dragons, the final duel for Yami or Atem, and then Yugi's deck himself, and then 2 decks for Kaiba, one for the Duelist Kingdom / Battle City combo, and then one for the end of the series, the Dragons arc and whatnot, and the same applies to Joey. So I'll go into the other characters really quick right now, just to give you an idea of what I have. I'm sorry I can't go into all the cards. If you guys want to see more pictures of them, just let me know and I'll tweet them out or Instagram them. So now we'll go beyond the main characters, and like I said, if you want to see more images of those cards, send me a tweet or Instagram, just leave a comment and I will just tweet it. I can even email it to you if you really want to see it that badly. Facebook is a big one I can do, so make sure to like the Facebook page. So I will show you guys what I have in this big box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So the first deck that I'm going to pull out, it has Cyber End Dragon on the front of it. This is Zane's deck, or Kaiser's deck from Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Cyber End Dragon, it has Final Fusion. He used that, remember, against Judai in the final episode of Season 1. So then, from Zane, by the way, I have decks from GX, the original, and also one from 5Ds. We have the deck with Vampire Lord on it. This is a combination of Camula and Kagemaru. Kagemaru, as we all know, is the main antagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 1, and Camula was also a gigantic antagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as well. The reason why the decks are combined is I like both as villains, and they just didn't have enough cards that were used. So, you know, here's Raphael, Lord of Phantasms, which was a main card, and also the Evil Obelisk, the Tormentor. So that was a combo deck that I did together. So now from Kagemaru and Camula to Shinato, King of the Higher Plane. For everyone who is familiar with the original series, this is Noah's deck, the Spirit deck, the 7 Worlds of Creation deck, or 7 Turns of Creation it's called. So let's go from Noah to Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. That's Crowler or Kronos' deck. Kronos, I don't know. It's Kronos' deck, the Ancient Gear Golem deck. You know, here's my Ancient Gear Golem. I have lots and lots of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Honestly, I could do several duels with myself, and that's weird. So from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX back to the original, here is Guardian Dreadscythe. We all know Guardian Dreadscythe was used by Raphael in the original series, so this is a Raphael deck. We have Guardian Eotos, Near Dreadscythe, and the other Guardians such as Growl and KS. In keeping with the original series, here is my Valentine's deck with the Cyber Harpy on the front. Now right here, you will notice I have Cyber Blader. I can't believe I forgot the name. I put a couple of Asuka's cards or Alexis's cards into my deck because I figured they would fit. This deck is very much focused on my, here's Elegant Egotist. I have more Harpies. Here's Harpy's Pet Dragon from the original game, which I am so happy I never got rid of that card. So let's go from my to another antagonist. And right here is Yami Bakura's deck with his main card, Destiny Board, on the top of it. Yami Bakura runs an undead style deck. I mean, here's Dark Ruler Hades or Hades. And so that's Yami Bakura. And again, like I've said now, because I've already shown several decks, if you guys want to see more pictures of what's in them, I will post them. Just let me know what you want to see. So from that, we'll go back to GX. And here is Destiny Hero and Dragoon, which is Ed or Aster Phoenix's deck. So it's a Destiny Hero deck. And I don't really have too much to say about the Destiny Hero deck because I didn't really ever use it too much. I just kind of collected it because it was an antagonist to Judai. So from that, we'll go on to this gigantic deck with Malefic Paradox Dragon on the front of it. Now, it's the first Synchro monster you guys have seen me pull out. This is Paradox's deck. I have several copies of Stardust Dragon, several copies of Cyber End Dragon in here. And it's also kind of thick because I have the Seal of Ori Calcos in here. I made a Darts base deck with it as well, so I combined Darts and Paradox together. Now, there aren't a lot of Darts cards up there, so I improvised a bit. Jumping to another antagonist who uses crazy powerful monsters is Sayo or Sautorius, and here is Arcana Force Extra, the Light Ruler, which is the main evil card of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 2, or the final antagonistic card. And this is the Arcana-based deck from Sayo. And I'll keep up with the streak of using antagonists. Right here is Pegasus's deck. That sounded so ridiculous, but it's the deck Pegasus used. The Toon Monsters, Relinquished, and everything is all in it. For example, let's see if I can put a Toon Monster, or here's the Dark Rabbit. If I can get a Toon Monster or Toon World, that'd be really cool. Well, here's the Shine Palace in Japanese. I really want to find a Toon. Oh, or here's Tomb Goblin Attack Force. So this is, Pegasus's deck in a nutshell. Again, if you guys want to see more pictures of what I have in them, let me know. Then right here is the Evil Hero deck. It's kind of Judai's Supreme King deck based with Yubel's cards as well, because I have Elemental Hero Naos Wiseman in here. I have Yubel, and I also have Rainbow Dragon. It's a combination of Dark Johan, Dark Judai, and Yubel all at once. And I have 3 more decks left in this box. This one is Yami Marek. In the front cover is the Winged Dragon of Ra, or the front card. And I have lots of cards that Yami Marek used, like here's Zera the Man. He used that when he would possess Bandit Keith for the first time in Duel Yugi. Here is the Mask of Remnants that he used against Mai. I also have a original Japanese print of the Winged Dragon of Ra that I have in this deck too. The back of it is yellow. However, I still like it. I also have, a Japanese Monster Reborn because Marek's deck was a Japanese. And that's pretty much Yami Marek's deck in a nutshell. And what I really liked about his deck, or his cards, is a lot of them are available to get. Now I have 2 decks left, and of course they're Judai or Jaden, and I have a ton of the Elemental Heroes used. Of course, the top one being Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, which is his favorite hero. I have tons. I have Elemental Hero Electrum right here, or Elemental Hero Aqua Neos. I want to show some really cool ones that I like a lot. Like my favorite one, Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. So these are all the cards that Jaden used. Here's Elemental Hero Blade Edge. They're not all in the right order, or upside down and whatnot. Here's Elemental Hero Bubble Man. So this is my entire Jaden deck. It's a combination of seasons 1 through 4. It's very big. In fact, I almost just dropped it a second ago. I don't duel these. I just like to play with them. Or just look at them. And the last deck I have is Yusei, of course, with Stardust Dragon being on the top of it. And I love this deck. It's really cool. It's also very different. I also don't know how all these cards work because I kind of forget how GX works. I have tons of secret cards. I have all the Signer Dragons that I put into this as well. Here's just one of them being the Black Winged Dragon. And either way, that is my Yusei deck. And that is every Yu-Gi-Oh card I own. I also, by the way, in these synchros, I have the Advanced Forms. Like right here is Red Nova Dragon. I have the Stardust Dragon Advanced Forms as well. And just, they're all the cards that Yusei used, and they're also cards that I added extra stuff to. I mean, Starlight Road he used, but I also put Monster Reborn in there. Again, Yusei's deck, pretty similar to the anime, not 100% because there are some cards that didn't exist. Those are all my Yu-Gi-Oh decks. I have 24 of them. That's a lot. And again, if you guys want to see more pictures, I'd be glad to do it. Now let's go into the final section of the video, which is the DVD portion of the video. Now I do have different versions of the DVDs, just being the Japanese and English ones, because Yu-Gi-Oh is also a very heavily cut anime. Now, the first thing I will show you is the English version Blu-rays and DVDs that I own. To start off, I have the Bonds Beyond Time Blu-ray disc. Now, what's really cool about this is it does come with the Japanese version uncut. However, you can't remove the subtitles. I did a review of that back in March when it came out. It's a while ago, actually, which was kind of funny. Either way, there's no bonus features on this. There was art on the disc, which was pretty cool, and it came with 2 copies of the film. So that was my Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time, and then right here is Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie, The Pyramid of Light, which is in its English version. And then from that, I have right here the original classic series in its English form. So it's, uncut. Or it's cut, excuse me, and they form an image of Yami Yugi on it with a dual disc, and I'll just show you the front of them. Here is Season 1 with the Blue Eyes White Dragon, here's Season 2 with Dark Magician, here's Season 3 with Dark Paladin, here's Season 4 with Dark Magician Girl, and here's Season 5 with Slifer or Osiris. These are decent DVDs. What's really cool about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Japanese and the English DVDs is the quality in terms of both being interlaced and its remastered edition is the exact same. The only problem I have with these is they're on so many discs that you definitely do see differences in terms of like grain and whatnot, because it's a bit more compressed than what's on the Japanese disc, which I will show you in a few minutes. In addition to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic dub, I also do have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 1 and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D Season 1 as well on DVD. These are the English versions of them, and I've done reviews of them, and you guys know how they go. There's no bonus features in any of these releases. It's just the 4Kids dub of them, which I honestly think is honestly good to watch. I just said honestly twice in one sentence. Either way, these are my English version of the discs, and they're good. Hopefully we'll get full releases of 2 through 4 of 5Ds and 2 through 4 of GX as well. Those are all my Yu-Gi-Oh! English DVDs, and now for the final section, the Japanese DVDs, which are my favorite. There's a lot of DVDs for Yu-Gi-Oh! Released in Japan because they really spread out the series on a ton of DVDs, and it's cool and it's bad because there's a lot to buy and there's a lot to display. And there's also a lot to show, but it also shows decent quality despite the interlacing. So I will do GX first because it's in front of me. So Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, here's Volume 1. And in Volume 1, it has the 3 DVDs, or I should say dual box one with volumes 1, 2, and 3. And that's exactly how it goes. It's one box, the first one's red, the next one is blue, the third one is yellow, and they just progress like that. So number 2 is blue, and it has 3 volumes. So number 3 is yellow, and it just has the 3 DVDs in it, all with 4 episodes. And I should have said a minute ago, every Yu-Gi-Oh! GX DVD comes with the bonus feature of Texas opening and endings for the show. So here is volume 4 with the main characters again, and it's red. So that's pretty much how it goes. It goes red, blue, yellow. So here are volumes 5 and 6, and here are the sides of them, and then here are the covers. And then from 5 and 6, we go on to 7 and 8, and then here are the sides. And then here are the DVDs again, and again, just 3 DVDs, each one with 4 episodes. Here are volumes 9 through 10, and then here is the cover of 11, the DVDs of 11. Here are the DVDs of 10, and the side of 10, and the cover of 10. And then here is the cover of 9, and the back of 9. It's all, by the way, the same. It's just depending on the color of the box and on the DVDs. And here are the final ones, which is 12 through 15. And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX has 15 dual boxes on 3 DVDs a piece per box. So there's 45 DVDs in total. So that's a lot of DVDs. A lot of decompression, though. So here is the cover of 15, the back of 15, DVDs 15, and same for 14. Same for 12. Sorry, I went out of order. That's it. One thing I always thought was kind of funny is the last box of GX is orange or yellow as opposed to being red. I figured it would have been red, but I guess they didn't want to break the color pattern. Either way, so that is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It's official Japanese Region 2 DVD, so it's uncut, the whole show. It's really cool. They're in print. Very expensive to get. They took me about 2 years to completely collect. So now we'll show you 5Ds, and then after 5Ds is classic. I'm currently working on actually collecting the entire 5D series, so I only have boxes 1, 2, and 3 to show you guys. But it's still part of my collection, and it should be shown, I feel. So here's 1, 2, and 3, and it's different than the GX one. It actually has a lot more colors and characters on it, minus the tops, which are all black and reflective. So here is Dual Box 3, here is Dual Box number 2, and here is Dual Box number 1. And just like with GX, they all have 4 episodes per DVD, so I only have 12, which means I only have 36 episodes of the show so far, which is kind of a bummer. What I did like about it is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is filmed in widescreen as opposed to full screen, and there's no interlacing on it. Also, I do have a bootleg copy of 5Ds on, I believe, 9 DVDs, and it's 148 episodes, I believe, and that's a lot of compression. So it's not great quality, but sometimes if I just want to watch it, I have it. But that's why I love these, because it's official. So that is my 5Ds in GX collection, and now it's time to show you my favorite, the classic, the original Duel Monsters on DVD in its official Japanese Region 2 form, and it's interesting. Alright, so let's begin the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series in its Japanese DVDs. So I'll start off right away with just the movie. Here is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pyramid of Light in its Japanese original form, Region 2, and it's pretty cool. Now, all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! DVDs, if you buy them new specifically, will give you a postcard with them. So I did buy this new, and I got a postcard, and then also here is the disc on the inside of it. Now, like I said, all of these are Region 2 locks, so again, you do need your special player or any DVD to break it. And this is the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Original DVD that is not interlaced, dealing with Yami Yugi, minus the Bonds Beyond Time official DVD release as well. And what's cool is this has a slip jacket, and it comes with a guidebook, and it has, you know, the DVD. And also, when you open up, because I never got rid of it, is the Japanese Red Eyes Sin Dragon, or Sin Red Eyes Black Dragon, and just a DVD. So that is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movies I have. I don't have the original movie from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. So let's go on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself, the Japanese series. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can because it's my favorite, but it's also long. So right here are volumes 1 through 12 of the official Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh! Region 2 DVDs. And they're on black cased DVDs as opposed to clear ones, which most of the other ones are. So I will show you really quick what the covers look like. So here's volume 1, here's volume 2, here's volume 3, here's volume 4, here's volume 5, here's volume 6, here's volume 7, here's volume 8, here's volume 9, volume 10, volume 11, and volume 12. So volume 12 is the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Kingdom Arcs. Pretty much if you want Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 official, you need these 12 DVDs, all with only 4 episodes on them and all interlaced. But it's official and it's uncut, which is cool and awesome, as I I don't like the interlacing, but I like the official. So from 12 to 13, and now it's time to look at 13 through 31, which is the official, pretty much the Battle City through the Noah arc with the beginning of the Enter the Shadow Realm, or as they call it in the Japanese one, the Alcatraz Island arc. So here is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Japanese volumes 13 through 31. I actually think it's kind of funny that it starts 13 and then ends with 31. So now I will show you guys what the covers of these all look like. Here's 13. Here's 14. So when you open up, you get a postcard in a white DVD. With the Duel's Kingdom arc, you got a postcard in a black DVD. And that, again, is volume 14. Volume 15. Volume 16, which is my favorite episodes, dealing with Dark Magician. Volume 17. Volume 18, Volume 19, Volume 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now 25 starts the Noah arc, given from the cover, of course. And then we have 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, which has one of my favorite episodes, which is Yugi using Kaiba's deck against Noah. So, and then the last one is volume 31. Now, the reason why I said the release is weird because it goes from a black box to a clear box with black DVDs to white DVDs, and they're also released on 31 individual volumes. They're not compressed into boxes or joined into boxes, not compressed like 5Ds and GX. And then after this volume, or this DVD, which is volume 31, like I said, and it has the quadruple duel of Yugi versus Joey versus Kaiba versus Marek. And then after that, it goes into the end of Battle City on the Duel Box set. And the Duel Box set is pretty much the starting of how all of Marvelous Entertainment, which is the producer of the DVDs, released GX and 5D. So I will show you now the Duel Boxes, and then that is it. So here are the Duel Boxes. Now, Duel Box 1 is the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City. And when you take it out, you get a guidebook, and you get volumes 31 and 32, and then you get volumes 33 and 34. And, you know, when you open it up, you get a blue disc, you get the postcards, and then you get a red disc, because they're double discs together. So Duel Box 1 has volumes 32 to 35, but it's the smallest Duel Box because it's the same size as the GX and the 5Ds Duel Boxes, and it has 4 volumes as opposed to 3, which is what the GX and 5Ds ones have. So now we'll go on to Duel Box 2, which is also the same size as the GX and 5Ds, and Duel Box 1, and it comes with a guide, an episode guide. So these are volumes 36 through 39. Again, they're 4 DVDs as opposed to 3 in the regular Duel Boxes. So here's volumes 38 and 39, and when you open it up, you get 2 blue discs, and then when you open up 37 through 36, you get 2 double red discs, and you also get the posters and whatnot, or the postcards. Also, as you guys can clearly tell, for Duel Box number 2, the box is clearly the start of the Doma arc. Now, let's go on to Duel Box number 3, which has just Yugi and Kaiba on it, and you pull it out, and you're going to get the art book again, and then you're going to get 3 volumes as opposed to 2, and each one comes with 2 DVDs as well. Now, what's different about these volumes as opposed to volumes 36 and 37 is on 36, 37, you have one art on the cover, and then you have an episode list on the back. With these volumes, you have art on the front, and you have art on the back. So the episode list is on the inside cover instead. So here's turn 40, and then here's 41. You open up, it's the same thing, you get 2 blue discs as well. And then from 41, you get 42, which also has my favorite episodes of the entire show, and I'll open up, and you get red discs. And then here is turn 43. And then from 43, you have 44, and you have 45, and these discs should be blue. They are. They're blue. Actually teal. And then the episode list, like I said, is on the inside jacket. It's right there. So that is Duel Box number 3. And Duel Box number 3 is the end of the Doma arc and the start of the Kaiba Corp Grand Prix, which is also filler anime. And now let's go on to the final volumes, which is Duel Box number 4. And there's a lot of these. We have the guidebook / art book. And then we have volume 46, volume 47, volume 48, and volume 49. Volume 50 and volume 51 and volume 52. And then on the back of it is a special disc. Now, none of the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! DVDs come with bonus features, even opening and ending. So the volume 52 with the special disc gives you the text opening and endings for the entire show, which is pretty cool. And then here's just the inside of volume 52. Just has, you know, blue discs and postcards like they all do. And that is my entire collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! DVDs, toys, cards, and mangas. I hope you guys enjoyed the collection video. If you want to see more cards, pictures of DVDs, pictures of the covers, and better close-ups, let me know. I'll put them on Twitter and Instagram. Again, like I said with my Sailor Moon collection video, I'll be happy to do that. So thank you guys for watching. All fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know what your favorite episode or favorite card is. And again, if you want to see extra episodes or extra DVDs and whatnot, I will put it in the description below. I have a review of the entire series of Classic coming out hopefully at the end of this week. So thank you guys for watching, and bye.